What's up, guys? We're here at the KWI National Senior Welding Competition. I'm joined by John of Stacking Iron LLC, and he's going to share with you his story and how he got here today. So, John, walk us through the beginning. Like, what was high school like for you? Were you into welding or not at all?
Actually, I don't remember high school.
Really?
Not a single day.
Okay.
Maybe just a few friends.
Okay. And that was because just got into some drugs and whatnot?
I had a rough past.
Okay.
Raised in an amazing family. Never touched a drug until I was 21 years old. Drank alcohol early, and raised by a Marine. Joined the Marine Corps, and 3 days before leaving for the Marines, I asked, what do I do with my inhaler for having asthma? And they said, you can't join. Crushed my soul, man. So not a single person knew. $500 a day in Oxycontin.
Wow.
Xanax, opiates, you name it, weed, alcohol, cases, bags.
All right.
Abundance.
And so that was, what, for 20 years?
For 20 years.
So what was work like in those 20 years? Like, what did you do for work?
It's probably a little. I was an equipment salesman. I was an equipment mechanic.
Okay.
I sold every piece of equipment in PNC Park, Heinz Field, $1 million contracts. I had a national account with U.S. Airways, national account with 84 Lumber, Weird Steel, Wheeling, Pittsburgh Steel, all tanked on drugs. Completely out of my mind every day.
Wow.
Until it caught up with me. And here I am. I ran a custom motorcycle shop, sold Big Dog, Iron Horse, Titan motorcycles, built custom motorcycles, started tattooing my body, just going buck nutty, about to join a gang.
Right.
You know?
So is this at the tail end of that 20 years?
Yeah, tail end of the 20 years. Okay. More or less like 16, 17 years.
Okay.
Just living life crazy, married, hiding it from family, hiding it from my wife, hiding it from everybody. One day it wasn't prepared. So that's right when my wife said, we've had enough.
All right.
Kind of getting lost in the story because I like when I say high school, I don't remember.
All right.
I did that much stuff that I do not remember. Facebook, people want to follow me. I have no idea who they were. And they were like my best friends.
Wow.
Drugs absolutely destroyed my life. 2014, my son's birthday. 2 days later, my wife left. I promised to fix myself the best I could again, and I went to rehab. And that day, I just never looked back. By the time I left rehab, they wanted me to be a counselor. I just like,
really?
I took it so serious. I was in there like 3 or 4 days lying to them about what I did. And my initial sign-in drug test, I had 13 positive drugs.
Really?
PCP, heroin, opiate.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know some of the stuff. I would do anything to get high. I have just lost 2 more friends with families, with kids. I'm up to 44 friends dead from addiction. A couple of them died on motorcycles. But went to rehab, got out, no longer the supervisor in the oil field. I went back to the company that I was working for as a supervisor and said all I wanted to do was be a welder helper. And they were just like kind of confused. Like, we'll get you a company to run. I said, I don't want all the stress, which led me to the initial hire into the oil field. There's a lot of lost with me, you know. The initial hire in, I passed my drug test. I stayed clean for a while, but then it just got overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I started using again. I would use on Friday night knowing I'd be better Monday. But what would happen is Sunday I couldn't put it down. So now I would literally have to smoke speed for a whole nother week at work, you know, running equipment.
Right.
Doing just absolutely crazy stuff. So when I came back, and I just did not want that responsibility of being in charge. I just wanted to be a helper, with thoughts in the back of my head that maybe I could become a welder.
Yeah.
So shortly after being a helper, practicing at lunch.
And what year is this?
What's that? What year?
Yeah.
2014.
Wow.
Practicing, my buddy, it was my best friend, man. I was his helper. I was his boss, and now I'm his helper. I was everybody in that company's boss.
Okay.
And now I'm a damn welder helper.
Okay.
With a goal to bettering my life, not having to worry about anybody else, which I have a hard time with that now. I still want to oversee the job.
Right.
But long story short, when I bought the truck, they're like, "What are you up to?" And I'm like, "I want to weld." They said, "Do you even know how?" I said, "No, I had no idea."
Yeah.
So I did my best at lunchtime, and I said, "I just need a test." They said, "Do you even know how to weld pipe?" I said, "No." So that same friend that got me started, he gave me his old machine, and we rebuilt it. I still have it, 1979 250. I got ready for a test, man, and I took it, and I passed.
Really?
And I had no idea what I was doing. I walked out, passed my first test, and I freaking faked it for a while.
Yeah.
I passed. I was slow. All my boys were catching up. So I was lagging behind. Like, I didn't have the opportunity to go into welding, like coming to a school like this.
Right.
Like, you need to be a helper no matter what,
right.
in my eyes.
For that type of welding.
For what I do.
Right.
I built,
like welding school,
drawings,
then be a helper.
Drawings, takeoffs.
Right.
We do it all. We don't just butt pipe together and weld it.
Right.
So I quickly, started learning, and just stacking on clean time.
Gotcha.
I help so many people get clean and sober. I can't imagine where I'd be at right now if I would have never went down that road.
So since 2014, you've been welding.
I've been welding.
You started over.
I opened my own business, opened an LLC with about a 500 credit score. My first truck was 27% interest. Payments were like $600. Yeah. I paid it till the very end of that loan, so I paid like almost the same amount of money in interest as I did for the truck.
Right.
And slowly dug myself out of a hole.
Right.
But welding and the discipline, I also do bodybuilding, the discipline of bodybuilding, the structure of the dieting and having to be in the gym, all that together just like totally saved my life.
Wow.
And I guarantee you right now, there's people in this parking lot, young kids with some pills in their pocket or some dope that like need to hear my story.
Right.
44 friends dead from the addiction and disease. It's just completely insane, man. So like when I was an addict, man, every single thing I do is like to the max, like hardcore.
Right.
Like you lifted with me last night.
Right.
I'm almost 50 years old.
Hardcore.
How'd I look?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it takes? It takes like
a lot.
So the effort I was willing to put in to chase my drugs, to use my drugs, now I put into welding. Every single helper I've ever had is now a welder.
All right.
All I want to do is help. I want to help people get clean. If I hit the lottery, I would open up like a clean house.
Yeah.
The NA program, Narcotics Anonymous, might be mad at me with my program,
yeah.
but I'm going to, instead of eating donuts and cookies and smoking cigarettes and drinking Monsters, we're going to go to the gym and drink water, and I'm going to teach you how to weld.
Right.
I'm going to give you a life, a future.
Yeah.
Because all these people in my life gave me a second chance. My family, my friends. The company that I left because I couldn't take a drug test wanted me back because they knew what I was capable of.
All right.
I'm the best. I do the best that I can. The first at work, the last to leave.
Right.
I'm far from the fastest, and I'm far from the slickest. But I am reliable, and I am requested by everybody. The way I present myself now.
Right.
What I put into my work, my company. It's not easy, running a company. It's in this industry. It's the up and the downs. It's work 6 months straight, 2 weeks off. For me, I'm sure we'd all like to just work 5 days a week, have our weekends off, but I could work 7 days a week for the rest of my life until I die, because it's a schedule.
Right.
So now, when I work 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, and they're like, we don't have anything for the next 2 weeks, I'm like in jeopardy of life. Like, I don't know how to run life without having that full schedule.
Right.
So what do I do? Now I go to the gym in the morning, and then I go to the gym at night. I'm like a very selfish person being a recovering addict, so I'm a good father, I'm a good producer, but I just spend so much time on me.
Yeah.
Like, my daily routine is 4:50 alarm clock goes off. 4:50 in 3 seconds, I'm already in my bathroom. I don't snooze. I don't do any of that. I in the bathroom brushing my teeth, starting my day. Out there making coffee. Fasted cardio in the mornings. Just about every morning. Starting my truck. I have to be at work at 7, starting my truck at 5:15, 5:20. Showing up to the job site 20 minutes or 45 minutes to an hour early.
Right.
Always. Nobody beats me to pad. That is so important to me. Especially day one, so I could get the parking spot I want.
Oh, yeah,
on
getting
the
there
pad.
early.
I'm about to be there for a month, you know?
Right.
My setup, I have everything. I have a grinder for every tool. I have a 7-inch grinder, 4.5-inch grinder. I got a donkey dick grinder. I got a Metalbo cutoff wheel grinder. I got a wire wheel grinder. I got a 9-inch grinder, and they're all just set up ready, so I don't have to change it.
Right.
You know, like, I have everything.
Right.
I have extra tanks and bottles in the trailer that I carry with every beveler that I need. I have rod ovens. I have pipe liner clouds. I have umbrellas. I have tents. I have backup. I have brand new boxes of grinders, so when that grinder breaks, I already have one.
Right.
I'm like so addicted.
So would that be some advice that you would give somebody getting into the welding industry, is being prepared for every single thing?
Being still prepared. So I don't know who's going to see this, but it's like quite obvious who I'd be speaking of. I work with someone that's slicker than me, younger than me, caps are more prettier than me, but he's late to work every day. He doesn't have anything. He shows up without oxygen and acetylene, and there's always an excuse behind it that has nothing to do with other than you didn't prepare yourself.
Right.
I need a grinding disc. We had to transition like 25 flanges the other day. He don't have a donkey dick. I have a donkey dick on a grinder in a bag with 20 different sizes.
All right.
And it's frustrating. And he's my boy.
Right.
I'd do anything for him.
Yeah.
But now I'm like mad all day long because he's not prepared.
All right.
The company men crave me because I'm prepared.
Right.
I'm not the slickest. I'm not the prettiest. You know, but my work ethic is insane.
Always ready.
Always ready. That whole past that I got lost in is like, that's in the past.
You know.
But like right now, my job goes with me. If I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm thinking about my print for the day. I'd rather just weld.
Right.
I want to weld all day and have someone else worry about all that math because I take it so serious
Right.
that I can't stop thinking about it.
Right.
I've drove to work at 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure I took off for that fitting on that piece that I built the day before.
Right.
Because I cannot fall back to sleep.
Right.
When I first started welding and X-ray didn't finish before us, I'd go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning and get in that ditch with a flashlight, and I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'd make sure there's no ribbons. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm broken, or am I?
Yeah.
Or am I fixed?
Right.
I'm like,
How do you know?
So I got my day. So I have an alarm clock goes off for every meal. I eat 6 meals a day. I have to cook those 6 meals a day. I'm so busy that I get those meals, I weigh them out, 2 cups of water, I blend them, and I drink every single meal except for my dinner.
Gee whiz.
Every single meal, 5,000 calories a day. I have a coach that tells me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
Gotcha. So how do you balance working out and working so much?
I just do, and it's selfish to my family, you know, because gym or work, wake up at 4, work all day long. When it's lunchtime, man, I drink a meal at 11, and lunchtime from 12 to 1, I am out. I fall asleep so fast because I'm so tired.
Right.
But I can count on that, putting some spunk back in my phone. You know?
Right.
I can count on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Every day. No, I ain't waking them up. I'm not knocking on his window. That's what they say.
Right.
I get an hour lunch. I don't care what I do. Visor, limo tint, spa channel on Sirius XM. birds chirping, I'm
Yep.
out. That's the best sleep ever.
Sleep ever.
So now I got a 2-hour drive back home, drink my pre-workout meal. I go to the gym. I train with IFBB Pro. We get shit done. We lift with purpose. We don't lift heavy. We don't lift like idiots. I'm lifting to get better. I want to win my next show. I do bodybuilding. Every day, train, cardio, back home, weighing out my food again, making my shakes every single day. If I'm 7 days a week, I'm doing that 7 days a week. Getting to bed at 11:30 and getting up at 4:50.
Perfect.
Every single day.
It's a rhythm.
Yeah. So the job I'm on right now, I also have another trailer that's full of structural steel.
Okay.
So I drive one trailer Monday, and then Tuesday I bring my other trailer.
Okay.
So now here I am, and I'm the same guy as the guy that isn't prepared, best
Right.
friend, talking shit on him, and we're like charging the same rate. It's like
Right.
frustrating.
Right.
I deserve more, you know. I
Right.
was the boss of this place.
Right.
I ran this shit,
Right.
and now I'm running this shit still. But like everybody says, but no one's telling you to have that shit. you
Right.
know? It's your fault you have a trailer full of all those tools.
Yeah.
It's your fault you spend every penny on tools.
Right.
But it's also like when there's no work, I'm the only one working.
Yep.
If it's down to we only need one welder, it's absolutely
you.
going to be me. It's me.
Right.
And I want that.
Right.
And like the guy that I work with that I want to be like me, he may never.
Right.
You know, like how do I tell you on Friday, hey man, you might lose your job.
Right.
And then on Saturday you're late. You know, like work ethic.
It's huge.
It's everything.
It is.
It's how you present yourself.
So that's the biggest thing that we can share with people is just having that work ethic, taking it with you every day to work.
So imagine one of these kids, and they're, I call them mini drug addict because they think, I can't change, I can't quit drinking, everybody else does it. But imagine if they did, and they didn't have to suffer through the pain.
The years.
I had to suffer, man.
Right.
I had to chase those drugs, hide it from my family,
Right.
spend all that money, do dirty things to get them,
Right.
you know? Imagine not doing all that.
Right.
Where would I be? I mean,
Where we,
I wouldn't be here.
but you can't look at
I'd
it too
probably
much.
be, you know, multimillionaire, own some crazy company if I didn't do what I did to myself. But now all I can do is the best that I can do.
Right, and that's what you have to count on.
Yeah. And the message is clear what you need to do. It's just how do you beat that into someone's head that can't do it, that they need to.
Well, hopefully someone
I mean,
takes what you say and applies it.
What do you have where you work? Do you have the, say Frank's? We'll call the guy Frank. It's not his name. But do you have a Frank that you ever worked with, or did he lose his job? Do you have anybody that worked to get away with so much shit?
Oh,
On
yeah.
the same
Tons of people all
how
the
fair is
time.
that?
Yeah, it's
How
not.
fair is that?
But you're going to have those people.
When I had my bike shop, I had a company handbook for company policy. I got rid of my best everybody because everybody let me down. And I knew when I got rid of my parts guy that it was going to screw me over so bad because now I'm running the shop, working on some bikes here and there. I had mechanics. But now I got to be the parts guy.
Yeah.
And I got to inventory parts and I got to sell parts. And
Right.
but I'm just such a stickler to the rules.
Right.
Like fire extinguisher, orange cones. I carry all them too.
Right.
Hot works, grinder guards. I do all that.
All right.
You know, because I just couldn't imagine someone telling me I did wrong.
Right.
Like you let us down. We lost the job because you didn't have a guard on your machine.
Right.
Or you were seeing welding chromoly steel without rods in an oven.
Right.
Or you didn't preheat enough. You didn't wrap your weld with wool.
Right.
Like I don't have it in me to not do that stuff.
Right.
Like if I need the oven, I'm going to buy the oven.
Mm-hmm.
If I need the special containers to keep shit dry, I'm going to have them. I have like everything that you need.
Perfect.
I can make 3 welding trucks out of my truck and trailer.
Right.
Easy. I'd probably have my 2 to 4 bevelers. I have 4 of them because once they start cutting out a square, that's too much grinding for me.
All right.
You know, what I mean, I don't want to grind. I don't want to take fits like that. So
Right.
it's a business expense. I could write it off. Why wouldn't I? Why would I use that same piece of shit beveler that's cutting a quarter bead out? You know.
Right. Right.
So now I have all those. So then when I have a helper, my last helper, I set them up. Bevelers, rods, leads, stingers, bought them grinders, get them rod.
Right.
Like willing to help if you're willing to help me.
Right.
My last helper, he just brought his hood in. He was starting to weld with me. Just starting. Let him weld some stands. Doing great. Just, I came here Thursday, and Friday he quit. He's not in here. He quit to go get $1 more an hour and work with another welder.
All right.
Another fantastic welder. But is he going to teach him like I was willing to teach him?
Right.
He could, but will he?
Right.
I mean, I promised him I would.
Right.
You stick with me, I'll put you in a truck.
Right.
I'll even put you in my truck. I want out. I want to run jobs again.
Yeah.
I want to grow my welding company.
Right.
I got the focus.
Right.
I got what it takes now.
Right. Oh, I hear you.
I barely had what it takes to do it. I didn't know how to weld. I didn't know how to do any of that. But I came out here, and they say fake it to make it. I faked it to make it, like to the max.
And you know, that's one of the most important things is just taking what you've learned and someone watching it and not making those same mistakes, and they can go really far with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also that like button as well. And if you want to stay up to date on our notifications, go ahead and click the bell button, because we upload videos every week that are very helpful for welders in the welding industry.